Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this or not. Well, yeah, it's the old fat ass again, isn't it? We were John C. Roseman, California. It's close to 5:29 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for a Saturday night. And yes, it is the 13th of February, 2021. And right now we are dealing with the aftermath and fallout of a week-long insanity trial that should have been done and over with, and or actually taken its time to really do a second impeachment on Donald J. Trump. Just like the first one, they acquitted him again. 37 theoretical GOP, but actually Trumpsters, gave their blessing and acquitted him. Actually, more than that, actually. They had about 7 of the Republican senators said no, they weren't going to deal with it. So it must be more than 37. And a lot of the Democrats are saying, no, you can't do this. But they didn't have enough votes necessary to really impeach and convict. They impeached a name, but that's about it. So Trump's got a second impeachment record on him, which clears him out for the next election cycle. And now both sides, both right and left, are going after each other and trying to analyze everything. The prosecution had put out a lot of the videos that people had seen, but other videos that other people hadn't seen from the protesters and the lunatics, the ones that are being hunted down left and right by law enforcement because of the storming of the Capitol back in January 6th. And they put up a hell of a case for it. And then the defense does the weak thing. And the weak actually just got Trump acquitted because you have so many senators in the pocket of Donald J. Trump right now. And it's getting frickin' crazy, I swear. Well, it gets even better when you start hearing other news regarding the zipper effect of a Camelot that hasn't even been formed yet. Now, getting back to the Trump situation at this point over here, I know he and his ilk are going to be crowing like crazy, not to mention every white supremacist out there who's a Proud Boy follower and every other nut job out there who supports white power are going to be having a field day. And are going to be voting for Trump again. No doubt. I wouldn't be surprised if that sorry son of a bitch actually did get back in office. Or maybe one of his relatives where people can actually vote in a legacy. Vote out Biden, one way or another. What's going to be pressure cake at this point over here? Biden's still trying to deal with the stimulus checks. He's still trying to deal with putting out little spot fires that apparently been ongoing that the public's now being made aware of a scandal or something. But also they're dealing with the COVID-19 situation, trying to get the economy on track, dealing with the world politics, dealing with our own competitors, dealing with our own enemies out there. So he's got a lot of things to deal with on his plate. He didn't need a distraction regarding the Trump trial, so to speak. He left it into the Senate, and the Senate actually voted to acquit that he ain't going to argue about it. And the thing that he's not trying to do is trying to allay fears in people at this point. Not just yet, but he has been trying through his press secretary to tell people he's still working on the things he promised. Kind of like his predecessor, the orange gas bag, who hadn't. And things hadn't gone too well during that time. So right now, what we're dealing with is we're going to be dealing with another era over here of uncertainty. The state of California is already dealing with the possibility recall election, because once we get the signatures tabulated, both electronic and hard copy, that the special election will be called this year to recall California Governor Newsom out of office. And then there'll be a special runoff of how many people are going to go in for his office, either Democratic, Republican, or both. And people are trying to get there's been several candidates out there trying to get their names across, trying to show people that they're going to be the candidate. I had a feeling that this was going to happen regarding the second acquittal. He already had his followers in the Senate. He's already got the party locked. It is now the party of the Trump. It's no longer the grand old party of Lincoln and Reagan. Screw it. It's the party of the Trump. Lies matter. Keep saying a lie long enough, and so many times, it gets to be truth, or sounds like truth. All right. How does that work? Everyone else has an idea of how something of it works. All right. This is a stapler. This is a stapler. This is a stapler. Do you not understand? This is a stapler. This is part of the stapler. Do you not understand? Stapler, 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 stapler. Stapler. Yeah. Someone you probably say, okay, enough. It's a stapler. That's one. Say it long enough, hard enough, fast enough, and this damn thing will drive you crazy. Right now, I got to turn this damn thing off because this is going to drive me nuts. I'm hearing and I'm watching all this shit happening right now, and this is driving me nuts. Concerned about the politics. I'll be hearing about that in the morning. But getting back to the stapler here. Somewhere in there, you probably read it. Somewhere you probably read it already. This is a stapler. This is a stapler. This is a stapler. This is a stapler. This fastens things to people. And I will demonstrate, because it'll attach something to this. See? Works great, doesn't it? This is a stapler. We're not understanding this damn crap. Fuck. Yeah, you heard me say the F word. Seeing and disgust, seeing and everything else. Why not? We'll see even worse than that. That, if you want to get technical about it, was a racer mate. was black ink. So I discussed it, didn't I? So I really discussed it about it, didn't I? I kept trying to tell you this was a stapler. And if you happen to buy the damn thing as a stapler, then you've already shown and demonstrated what everybody else had been, including the theoretical GOP party, which is now the Trump. Reality speaking, we had a lunatic who was in office about to get certified that he was no longer in office because of the electoral votes, and they had to get him certified in the Senate and the Congress. And once they've been certified and ratified, signed off by the Vice President of the United States at that time, which was Mike Pence, that was it. Trump was going to be counting his days until he get the hell out of office. No, he holds one last press conference. Rallies up the people, and they went over to the Capitol and did shit. But they're all fine people, right? Threatening and damaging and killing and hurting. But they're all fine people. They're all fine people. So it doesn't matter, because they're fine people. We just had the invasion of our U.S. Capitol, rallied by a sick man, that the Senate had tried to rally under the terms of due process and under freedom of speech, with a poor defense, and even admitted by former Senate Leader Mitch McConnell, that the prosecution had a stronger case and Trump was guilty. But he, trying to save his political ass and his assets, voted not to impeach, but to save his ass one way or another. I'll say it again, save his ass. And make sure that he still stays in office. Everyone else voted the way Trump wanted. So now, this is what happens. And there's going to be a lot more reaction out there, too. Said before, the white supremacists in every way, shape, or form are probably having a party at this point. And I had posted things saying that we're having a civil war. I posted it on Facebook. I posted it on Twitter out there. And yes, I stated for the record and for fact. Because at this point, we are going to have, or if not, we're already having it. We just haven't really turned up the heat. We haven't turned it bloody yet. We haven't done everything else to make it look like 1860 all over again. But we are divided. We needed a catalyst. We needed somebody to show us the quote-unquote way. And now because we've got complicit people who are still trying to save their assets and their asses by trying to kiss ass left and right in order to save their jobs. They had to acquit. What if they actually did their constitutional job? What if they were voting Trump guilty? There's going to be different angles of looking at this thing. First of all, what was the political expediency in the whole situation in order to maintain the Senate? Because right now you've got more of a divided Senate than ever. Senators will not trust each other. At least it's going to be more partisan than ever. Several of the Republican senators who voted to try and convict Trump are going to be fighting for their lives. A few of them are going to be retiring, and they're going to try finding a way, hopefully, to keep a political job one way or another so they can stay in a loop somehow. or stay viable. The rest of them are going to be hammered like crazy. They're going to be censored. They're going to be recalled, in whatever shape, whatever form or fashion at this point. But their own individual states are going to have field days with them. So the dynamics of the party are going to be changing next year when we have another election running for the 22nd, and then the 24th is coming up. We've got to deal with that one as well. Hopefully during that time, we would have had a better handle on the COVID. Hopefully during that time, the economy hasn't sunk or shrunk or crashed and burned in any way, shape, or form. We did lose a lot of stores, mom and pops, major chains. But a lot of other people have lost a lot of things too, not to mention a virus that keeps mutating left and right on us. Sometimes it was reported the inoculations that we've got, the vaccines would work, and other times won't. So we are in for it for the long haul for the next 2, 3, maybe more than that. But the political scene is going to be more of a hot potato for the next 30 to 50 years approximate. I'm saying that. Because of the way the political trends are going at this point over here. Are we still going to have a divided country in about 50 years? Will I be living long enough to see that damn thing, I wonder? I'm 55. Why would if I live about 105 and see the world still just as worse, or maybe even more horrible than discovered? Or maybe, just maybe, we had found a way to actually try to make amends one way or another. I know it was easier to say, well, then we have to forget about it. We cannot forget. History cannot forget. We cannot put this behind us and say just forget everything else that happened. We have to move forward because this still erodes the trust and faith of our voters, our trust in the system, everything else, because these past 4 years, longer than that, have tried us in more ways than one. I'm not pinning enough hope or faith on Biden at this point over here. I already know the American people are so screwed up right now, they don't even know what to think or say. Their own version, their own warped version of the damn Constitution is totally different than what's been told one way or another to them. And it'll take a long time for us to come about to change or come about to a reality check to see whether or not we actually are going to be able to if we are going to be the United States of America. Or maybe we're not. I don't know. I'm not optimistic. I'm trying to be a realist at this point over here, and it's a scary damn thing. Because I've already seen the darker side of people right now trying to take more and more control of this point over here, despite the fact of other people trying to sugarcoat the damn thing. And that's what pisses me off even further is we're trying to sugarcoat something that is showing its ugly rear head right now, and it's gaining momentum and traction at this point. A lot of people will probably be looking at this as Ragnarok or Armageddon or Revelations. Take your pick. Take your word. And I know some people that I associate with and live around are trying to push the concept that we are going to be in a spiritual warfare. Well, we already are in a spiritual warfare every single day, every single minute. Decisions we make. But the major ones, had been forecasted by Nostradamus and people of his ilk, different quatrains are trying to explain things. and revelations of trying to explain things in that. A lot of people who are living with a hell of a lot of fear, pessimism, doubt, and distrust, not to mention anger, hatred, and fear at the same time, are going to be looking at things like this to make their lives determined by what they perceive as fate. Was this fated for Trump to be acquitted? Yeah. Is he going to be the catalyst? No, just another pawn in the whole damn game. And it's up to each one of us to decide we're still going to play the damn game or not. Apparently a lot of us are going to be. I'm not happy or comfortable talking about this. But reality check as it is. It's a terrifying thing. So right now, the only thing we have is ourselves, each other, and hope to God that we can actually get through this damn thing. They gotta give me a new pair of glasses. These damn things are falling apart. What scares me the most is if we're going to be looking at this whole situation with different eyes. Are we going to be able to deal with it? Can we be able to deal with it? Are we allowed to deal with it? And quite frankly, I don't know. I don't know. Some people are going to say that we deserved everything. Well, we may have deserved everything, but do we really need all of this? I mean, seriously, do we need all this damn aggravation? Because if it is, then I know we're really in trouble. And that's a horrible thing, isn't it? As I'm talking to you, yeah, I'm doing a little bit of computer work just to see if I've got more room to put on a damn drive to store stuff in. I'm not quite sure what we're going to be facing down the road. I'm not quite sure if we actually are going to be able to face anything down the road. Because as far as I know, we've got a lot of growing up to do. I don't know what the hell we're going to be doing afterwards. Anyway, I just had to get this off my chest.